work on this project, because we will be holding those licenses, and you will fall under our insurance and our business license and contractor's license. So anybody here, I know there's a piece of paper around that I've asked if you sign your name and your phone number, email address, and what discipline, whether you're a framer, a plumber, framer and plumber, or whatever, that you let me know so we can be contacting you. Because we are committed to hiring everybody that wants a job on this project. Will be able to be afforded the opportunity to work on this project. So I encourage you that, a lot of people, this will be the first of probably several meetings that we have in the community to try to get local contractors, because this is affordable housing, and trying to get contractors coming from Richmond or from the beach, Tidewater area, through the tunnel and everything. That's, we want to hire and work with more local contractors so we could get these projects and these homes built quicker and to market a lot faster. So if you know anybody that are tradesmen, tradesperson, tradeswomen, then that want to be part of this project, please encourage them to contact either Ava or myself, and I'll give you guys some contact information before you leave, that we are committed 100% to work with local contractors and tradesmen. Like I said, and I'm building a house, and don't think that you have to be in the industry 10, 15, 20 years to do this. We will have skilled technicians on site from our company that will be able to assist and work with people and teach and train on this project. Because this is a phase 1 project, and I'll let Ava talk about the other stuff that's coming up in the development. So this isn't just a one-phase project. It is 6 homes. It's a 4-bedroom, 2 3-bedrooms, or two bedrooms, a 3-bedroom, and 2 tiny houses. So, and we have floor plans up here that's representative of the buildings, but they're not the final blueprints. These are just conceptuals. Our architect are working with that. We should have those in the next 2 weeks. But there is a site plan. So most everybody knows right over here is where the structures were. There's about 4 or 5 houses that were recently demolished. Those are the 6 lots that we'll be building on. So it's within 1 city block. Right now we are in the beginning stages, like I said, getting the permits, getting the blueprints prepared so we can apply for the permits. And we've met with the localities before, so we don't have any issues with. We'll get those pushed through and get permits. And our anticipated construction start date is by January 10th. So hopefully we'll have the blueprints all bought out, every material ordered by then. And our goal is, because the area that we work in is to have a truckload of doors, a truckload of windows, all the trusses, everything for all 6 houses at one time. So we're not going to build one house, have it completed, then build the other house. A lot of time when we do residential construction, we'll build a house until it sells, we'll build another one. But this, all 6 houses will go at the same time. So, for example, we might do the footings for 2 houses, do the concrete footings, get those in, and then the mason will start doing the foundations, and then step over to the other ones. But they will run concurrently. We don't need all 6 at the same time. It could be an assembly line type project, but it is our goal to complete all these within a 6-month time frame for starting construction. And some of the smaller houses will get to market a little quicker than that. So I won't talk a lot. RMT has been in business for about 18 years. Warren and I, our CEO, started this company. He started not working together for a local developer in Richmond about 20 years ago, and he and I have worked together a long time. He and his wife are own RMT Construction and Development, and we're a 100% minority woman-owned business, and we're committed to giving back to the communities that we work in. And like I said earlier, if you're here today and you want to work on the project, you will have that opportunity to work on the project. And I'll reiterate, please reach out to anybody you know, friends, family, and not just in Exmoor, but within this community, where we are looking for folks. I didn't come from Richmond today. I drove to Norfolk today or last night and spent the night and came this morning, because last time she had a 9 a.m. meeting and I had to get up at 4 o'clock to get here, and I was a little tired during that meeting. So I'm a little refreshed this morning and ready to answer any questions you guys have. And if you guys want to look, we got some takeaways here, some pens, pencils, and some cups, and some conceptual plans that what the houses will look like. Don't worry about some of them showing basement. All these homes will be a crawl space, a single-story house with a crawl space. These are just some generic plans that we were kind of working with the design of it and everything. But if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer raise your hand, we'll answer it, or if you want to talk to me individually, we'll be here as long as you guys want to be here, and hopefully that we'll have some more people coming in from the neighborhood or from the community. But again, I encourage you guys that this is a real project. Ava's committed to the project. She's got we've been working with the lending and funding and all that stuff. We're excited to be a part of this project. We've had a bunch of meetings on this, and hopefully we'll see more press, and just know that this is a real project. I know a lot of times we go into neighborhoods and something happens and they don't think it's a real project, but this is a real project. We hope to be broken ground by January 10th, and hopefully we get the permits in and get an early review, and we'll at least get the foundations before the winter time, because building projects and starting an out-of-ground project in January is not the most opportune time with weather, but we'll see. Sometimes we'll see what the weather does to benefit us in that aspect. If you got any questions, please let me know, and I'm happy to have you guys here, and I appreciate you guys taking the time to come out. And not less than pleasant weather this morning, but as somebody said earlier, we do need the rain. But
need the rain.
Hopefully the weather will be on our side when we do break ground.
So I'm wondering if folks in the room will share with Robert what trades you represent. Starting here with what trade? Drywall.
Every house has drywall.
Every house has drywall.
Concrete. We all have foundations.
Me, I do everything.
Well, I do everything too. I can be a house.
Right. So you do framing and drywall. Yeah. You do framing and drywall.
Everything too.
But specifically what you do?
I do pressure washing, gutter cleaning, tree removal, mulching.
Because I was thinking about you specifically when we started talking about the landscaping pieces.
Absolutely.
That would be where you would come in when we're getting site preparation and landscaping.
Yeah. So once we get on site, we're going to make a mess digging footings and getting the spoils. Our intent is, I saw when I came in earlier, that there's an existing home where they've been using that as a driveway, and there's a bunch of mud puddles, right? So our intent is that even with that house, we'll speak to that homeowner. We'll be able to take the over excavation and hopefully grade it out where it has positive drainage. And while we build these 6 houses, we'll, at the end of the day, we're going to landscape that house as well. So the whole block is going to be new landscaping and looking fresh. And like I said, we'll positively drain, put drainage in. Like that house has got a bunch of holes around, I guess, where they just been running their vehicles in. So we'll fix that. And that's good for us. We don't have to take spoils and move them off-site somewhere. We can use it to balance the site of positive drainage.
Right. And that house that's there, we built in 2012, the house there. And I was talking to the town about doing that even before we started this project, about bringing some dirt in. Because if you kind of notice, there was a ditch. It's about your father's. There was a ditch in front of that house. Right. It is now completely filled in because part
of this, as we get in there and we start looking at the topography and everything, we'll probably have to just re-V that ditch, if you will, and clean it out. And like I said, once we start excavating for the footings, we'll have to take that dirt somewhere, and we'll just balance the site out, get positive drainage. And then at the end of the project, when we make the stone driveways and such, we'll bring stone and put it in that location as well.
Yeah, and I do driveway.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
How about you, sir?
I do pressure washing and painting. I know how to do the construction for you.
Okay, great.
Right. The painting is what I was really thinking about for you.
Well, I do painting. I do anything when it comes to construction, but HVAC, I'm the man.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, we have our HVAC license, so we are able to buy the equipment.
Right.
Most people just can't go buy HVAC off the shelf unless it's a prepackaged window unit. So all these would be probably 3.5, 5 ton. Split system HVAC heat pump systems.
So y'all decided to put it in the attic or under the house?
In the attic. Well, having said that, it'll be in the interior of the home. We're going for an Energy Star rating, so we lose points if it's under the crawl space or in the attic. So we'll have a mechanical closet where we can on them. The tiny home, they might be in the attic, but the other homes will have a small closet. So for Energy Star ratings, we need to have it on the inside of the house to get certain credits.
But the vents, once again, the vents gonna be in the ceiling or in the
Yes.
floor? In the ceiling.
And then there's a gentleman, he works for Town of Exmoor that does the electrical. He pull the wires and do the electrical. So he works for Town of Exmoor, so he couldn't make it here today.
Okay.
He works on that.
Actually, we anticipate as the plans get developed, when we do have the construction, the actual plans that we're building off of, we're gonna have another meeting, another one of these forums, and invite everybody else out that we do have the plans, and all the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing will be designed, built. We'll do that in-house, inspect the systems.
Yeah, because if you build houses for older people, the heat never reaches the floor because heat rises cold air forward. So the legs and stuff always is cold. That's the only thing about putting it in the ceiling. If you put it in the floor, the return gonna put it across the floor.
So you're talking about the vents, the supply
Yeah.
vents. Yes,
Yeah.
those will be through the crawl space and ducted up through the floor.
I mean, yeah, because the heat will never get to the floor if it's in the ceiling.
Yes, sir. Any other questions?
So with respect to the project, it's a 3-phase project. It's called the Legacy Project because when we're done with these 3 phases, we will have, at that point, built out the whole neighborhood. There won't really be any more sites to develop after we finish this one. So this is phase 1, as he's just said. This is phase 1, and this one, our funding is in place, like you said. So it's a go project right now. It's ready to go. Across the street, going down the road that goes out to the highway, we have already secured some pre-development and planning funds. So the engineering work on that side, the site plan and the preliminary engineering report and the preliminary architectural report are done on that site. So the engineers have completed that phase, and they will go into the next phase of actually working on the actual drawings, actual site plan, moving from the preliminary stuff that they've done so far into the actual construction-ready drawings. And we expect that project will probably start somewhere towards the end of this one or just after. So we're trying to phase them so they roll right into each other. So we roll off of this one and into that one. And RMT, we plan will be our partner in that.
Yes.
And then the last project is on the other side of the highway where the gym was, where Elizabeth's store was. That site is the town is scheduled to demolish that building, and that's where we expect another multifamily building will go, but it will focus on seniors and people with physical challenges, and it probably have about 12 units in that building. So it'll be a tall building. It'll go up because we have it's a long lot, but we're gonna have to go vertical on that site. So it'll be also back there. And once we do that, that will that's about 3.5 years worth of work. That will keep everybody going for the next few years. And we're working as hard as we can to make sure that they line right up one after the other so that we can keep everybody, keep the project going, and it'll also be, a long-term work opportunity for everyone involved.
Yeah, and I think once we break ground on these first 6 and everybody sees the momentum, then phase 2 and 3, then, it'll go quickly. Our goal is to, get these homes to market sooner than later. I know, speaking with Dave the past couple months, there's definitely a need here, so.
Yeah, and we have already started taking applications for the home buyers. So we've been doing that since November of last year, qualifying buyers. So this one is ready to go. And, I've been telling folks, if for some reason they don't make it into this one, we're rolling right into the next one, and they'll be the same. One of the reasons why I wanted the houses to be, you'll notice the houses are very, very nice houses. Would you mind passing them some copies, some of the drawings there? You notice the houses are very, very nice houses. And one of the reasons that I wanted to kind of do, thank you, to do an upgrade on the design and look of the houses that we've put there. So I'll tell you guys what we have here. This one is the 3-bedroom house. This is a 3-bedroom house, and that.
It won't have a basement foundation.
Right. But the elevation.
But the elevation
would
would
be
very
the
similar
same,
to what we
right,
have.
similar to that. And then lift that one up, that you have there. The front page of it. Let me see the front of it. That's the 4-bedroom that you have there. And then that's the 3-bedroom that you have over there. And so one of the one of the reasons that I wanted the houses to be kind of an upgrade from what we've done in the past is because we do want to set the stage for the subdivision that's going right across the street on the road going out to the highway. Because, and then of course we want to move into future development. The town is already actively working with me on sites going down towards Broadwater, right behind the neighborhood. And so, but those, there's probably a few more years off. I'm actually working with the owners right now to acquire that site, but we're probably gonna have to wait for that new regional sewer system that comes in, that HRSD system to come in before we can start building on that one. But I'm gonna go ahead probably and acquire the site in the next couple of months. So it'll be ready to go. So hopefully, if all goes well with that HRSD system, we will be able to roll right out of this project right into that one. And I want to be able to show the the progression of our development. We started out 20 years ago, 30 years ago, with, shotgun houses that didn't have indoor plumbing and running water. So we had to put a lot of money under the ground before we could build. So 30 years ago when we first started, we had to put in the water lines, the sewer lines, y'all remember. All of that had to be done. And so most of the money that we had to invest at that time, all those years ago, went into building the infrastructure of the neighborhood. And so we had limited dollars to put into the houses. So we had to get quality, decent, affordable housing on the ground. Well, now that that infrastructure is made and that investment is made, 20 years later, we have the ability now to do an upgrade on the houses. And I want to make sure that we invest as much as we can in increasing that, and upgrading the model for the houses that we have. It'll be a really good boost to the community. So for those of you who already own your homes in the neighborhood, it will be, it will be good for your appraisal value.
Absolutely.
It'll be good for the economy, for the town, for us to upgrade the houses and build a little bit more house and better structures. And so, and I hope that as we go forward with each project, as we can add new amenities, as we can add, more energy efficiency, whatever we can add value to the project, to the community, and to the actual houses, then we want to be able to do that.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. Anybody have any other questions? About the drawings, about the project, about the process?
Yeah, and to give it, what we plan on doing is, to make this affordable, like I said, when we work with the local trust, there's a local trust guy, we want all the trusses delivered at once. So we want these houses to be built, so, and I want a truckload of lumber laid on the ground, and we'll be using the pump house area as a laydown area, so that, like I said earlier, when the doors come, we're not just for one house, that will be staged and everything, and those things like that will help these houses be, more affordable. Building 6 houses at a time is a lot more affordable than building one house at a time. And when we're talking about, I see we got a couple of painters in the house. I think we have 6 houses, so RMT is prepared to buy all the material for the houses. So when we have smaller companies and things of that nature, don't think that because a lot of times we work with small businesses, we'll provide the material and the equipment, and they provide the hand tools and labor and stuff of that nature. I don't want anybody scared off thinking that, hey, they gotta have $30,000-$40,000 in the bank front for masonry materials and stuff of that nature. That RMT is going to buy all those materials up front, have them staged on the ground, and hopefully most everything will fit in these in this lot over here, and we might need some off-site storage, but I think the city will help. I think they're fully back behind the project, so I expect full cooperation from the city on this project.
So when the houses do decide to come up, if, like you said, this guy knows how to paint or whatever, so if he know how to do anything else, do he just gotta sit around, wait till the house gets done and start painting, or generate any help doing what he's got to do?
Well, if there's other things that that a participant wants to do that are qualified to do so, then sure, we won't, but at the same time, that, if we're paying somebody to be working, we need them to do something that's productive towards the project. So if a painter can do other things, can run a skill saw, to cut the lumber, and can hear a dimension and cut the lumber, run a skill saw or a chop saw to do that, then sure.
Okay. Sounds good.
So,
But as we start this and get to know one another and get we'll have I personally won't be on the site all the time. We'll have a site superintendent that'll be on the site driving the project and everything, and I'll bring he or she up here the next time we come. We just don't know who that is until the project gets here. But I have a good person in mind to do this. He's also a fellow Marine and knows how to run platoons and manage people. So and I think plus he's single like myself, so he can travel without getting in trouble.
Right.
Maybe I'm single because I travel too much.
So, and I'm thinking that we can probably have at least one or two more to get the community involved before.
Absolutely, I expect the next one. I'm going to go ahead and hire you guys right now at Sweat Equity to get this out there to the community, to your neighbors and friends, and who wants to be a part of the project. And now that you see what's going on, and we need a concrete footing, masonry foundation. Then we're going to have the trusses, the floor trusses, and the wall framing, and then the roof trusses to get that thing dried in with sheet. It's going to be asphalt shingles, so we need a roofer, and then we'll go with some siding. So we'll need a good trim, exterior trim carpenter. So if you guys do that, or if you know somebody who does that, then we'll need that. And then while we're drying the exterior of the house in, I need somebody to rough in the plumbing, rough in the electrical, and then the HVAC. Looks like we might have handled, and then. Once we get those inspections, we're hanging drywall, we're painting, and we're starting to trim out, which is the doors, and get the kitchen cabinets set. So we'll provide the kitchen cabinets. We'll need a carpenter to set those, and then trim the house out, and then set the floor and then paint, and then grand opening.
So if the next meeting, if we can do this, you think maybe in a month or 6 weeks?
I think right after Thanksgiving will be a good time.
Okay.
That'll let us. We'll have all the plans by then,
Okay.
and then everybody's got a holiday behind them, and then
Right.
we'll and then maybe the first week after Thanksgiving we'll set
Okay.
this up.
Okay.
Maybe in the beginning or middle of the
December.
week versus a Friday. I know a lot of people take Fridays off, and then by that time, hopefully, we'll do more social media. We'll do more local advertising of the project. You guys, speak to your neighbors and friends, like I said, and then come back and. At that time we'll start understanding the project. We'll have the exact plans that we are building from, and then start assigning assignments from there. And by that time we'll have all these plans in the permanent office. And even if we get early release, I'm going to go try to get them to get early release on the footings and foundations. If we could get that done, then we'll be ahead of the game.
Right. So what I'm going to officially do is hand this process off to you,
Okay.
so that you can kind of just let me know, and we'll help, of course, to do
Sure.
whatever. But this project now is officially in the hands of the contractor,
Outstanding.
and we will
I'm glad they
support
accept
you.
on behalf of RMT.
Thank you. And so we will hand off, we will help to plan. You can
Okay.
use this space whenever you need it for anything, even during construction. if you guys need a place to meet or have
yeah,
a construction
that'd be
meeting,
great.
this is a place for you to have your construction meetings or whatever you need
Perfect.
to do. Yeah, so it's right down the street.
And we'll be in the city a lot more, and it might not be me myself, but the next time I will assign, we have an operations manager and, my project engineer's Arion, he's the young guy that was at this last time. We'll be on site and you'll be seeing a lot of more people from our RMT, and then, yeah, we'll just go from there.
Okay,
Absolutely.
yeah, that works perfectly.
But I really appreciate each one of you taking the time, especially in this weather, to come out and learn about the project. And we look forward to working with everybody to make this a successful project for not only the homeowners, but everybody involved in the community as a whole.
We thank you for coming to the
Absolutely.
shore, and we look forward to your continued presence in our
Absolutely.
part of the state. So thank you for that. Communities
Please.
page.